Hello and welcome back to MLB The Show 18 and the Jason Parham Road to the Show. I'm Tyrant Saber. Last time out, Jason got into a little bit of a gunfight with the Marlins. Got himself 2 hits and a 2 RBI single, but also allowed something like 11 hits and 2 runs in 7 innings. So clearly, you did pretty well as far as WAR and FIP are concerned, but like as far as the actual, not allowing hits and stuff, not so good. So let's get back out here, try it again.
Pitcher is encouraged to keep looking for improvement.
Sure. I guess we'll give it a try. Now, once again, I'm not going to be showing you this because it's a waste of everybody else's time, but, yeah. See you at the end. Yeah, whatever. Training is stupid anyway. Okay, so let's get back out here and do some more actual gameplay. Bullpen day, though. What do we got? Fastball velocity, always fun. 2-seam break and hits per 9 could come up a little. K per 9 has some room to grow as well. Not too worried about that right now. 2-seam velocity, meh. The rest of it, meh. Yeah, let's go ahead. Get some more heat on that heater.
Coach offers reassurance.
Yeah, hitters have been getting to me a bit recently. Not looking so good. Jason's got a 129 whip, which is, much, much worse than he has demonstrated in the past. So, starting to think that Jason's just kind of in a funk right now as far as his pitching performance is going. Let's hope that he does a little better going forward. But, looks like Jason is going to be taking out his frustrations on the New York Yankees in Fenway. Now, Jason has been facing off against the Yankees quite a bit. Of course, they faced off against him in the postseason in the ALDS. But in the regular season, he's faced him 6 times, has a 2-1 record, a 3.0 ERA, and a 250 WOBA. So, once again, they had a lot of players leave the team, so their lineup looks a lot different from it has in years past. So let's see how well they can do with the guys they have left, or the guys they've acquired. Get out there and get it.
Wednesday Night Baseball now from Fenway Park in Boston. Tonight, the second of 3 to start the week between the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox. Going to be an interesting contrast in styles in this one as one of baseball's hardest throwers goes head-to-head with a top finesse arm. Next. Jason Parham is on the mound for Game 2. Dan, any thoughts?
Hey, this guy has really good stuff. And when he's commanding his off-speed pitches like he was in this last one, he threw the ball really well, picking up the win and allowing only 2 runs. If he brings that stuff back in this one, it could be back-to-back powerhouse performances.
Into the box, Pedro Diaz. He'll get us started in this one under the lights. Ready with the first pitch.
All right,
Here
let's try
comes.
this one.
And we are
ball well outside to start the game.
First pitch of the night is taken for ball 1. Guys, this Red Sox ball club entering play here tonight. They come in a bit of a rough patch. They've dropped 4 in a row. This is line to left.
And this isn't going to help matters with Pedro Diaz leading off the game with a single to left field, so that's not good.
That was a bullet just out of the reach of the third baseman.
Yeah, third base is just a reactionary position, kind of a la goalie in hockey. He didn't have much chance there. He tried to make a play, get it above his head, but he was unable to get there.
Batting second here tonight, shortstop.
And that'll bring up Tyler Wade. Popped him up. Devers.
Pop up out there at third base. Rafael Devers has to range back to get on it. But that'll be the first out.
With that, here's a look at the Yankees starting lineup. Dan Plesac, who are you focused on?
I'm really impressed with what Wilson Contreras is doing. He was the National League Silver Slugger Award last year for catchers. I'm telling you, what an impressive thing. Catchers like to win gold gloves, but to swing the bat the way he has swung it and to stay healthy throughout the year, really impressive.
Giancarlo Stanton now. First chance for him here with a runner at first and one gone. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch.
Okay, cutter below the zone for ball.
And there are our umpires calling balls and strikes is Mr. Earl Hendricks.
Hey, you know, D-Row, the book kind of on Earl Hendricks is he likes one side of the plate or the other. Could it be
swing and a miss on that two-seamer past Giancarlo Stanton for the first strike.
That's all you look for. I'll give you a little bit off the outside edge if you're going to be consistent with it.
Now the 1-1 pitch is taken.
No
for ball 2.
swing on one
I
way
think if
low.
he executes that pitch
So that's
on the
no
corner
good.
instead of off of it, he probably gets some pretty weak contact, if anything. He jammed him pretty hard on the previous
Swing and a
pitch,
miss
so
on yet
my
another
bet was he was
two-seamer
gonna try to cheat
inside
on the inside part,
early on that
thinking it
one.
might
So
be
how
coming again.
about curveball, low, slow, and away?
And he just misses.
No
with a
swing on
curveball.
that one, so that
I wouldn't be
is
surprised to see the
full
runner moving
count.
here on that 3-2 pitch. With only one out, but this guy at the plate swings the bat really well, so it's likely he'll put the ball in play if it's a pitch worth swinging at.
And
Okay.
awfully close there on 3 and 2, but
Good
take
pitch,
your
I
base,
thought,
says
but
Earl Hendricks.
Ump
It's
didn't see it
ball
that
4.
way, so that's a
Boy, oh
walk
boy,
for Giancarlo
that's a
Stanton.
tough one for the pitcher. He's definitely wondering where the heck was that pitch. I think he called it high, but our strike zone says otherwise.
Striding forward now, the Yankee cleanup
Well,
hitter,
it's not
Kenny
worth it
Vargas.
getting mad
He
over it.
drove in one of their 2 runs in last night's ball game. First offering on its way. Hit sharply on the
Tony
ground.
Kemp makes a great diving catch
He's
over
got
there
it.
to get the
On
double
first
play and end the
the
inning.
double play to get him out of the inning. Acrobatics that time to the bag to get this double play started. Bottom of the first, straight ahead. We are scoreless on the show. Here's the young catcher, Wilson Contreras. First at
Well,
bat
poor
for him in
Henderson
this one. He was
Alvarez
1 for 4
coming
with
into
the
this
double
game
in
with
the
a
ball
10
game last night.
ERA.
Lots of baseball left in this one as we're still early on.
Then gives up
But you
another
don't wanna
4
fall
runs
too
in the
far
start,
behind.
the bottom of
They're
the
already
first,
down
to
by
put
a
Boston
bundle,
up
and one of the
4-0.
things you
So
want your leadoff guy to get on
Yankees
and
are
set the
bottom of
table
the
for big
division, and
boys
I'm beginning to
start
see
driving
why.
in some runs.
The windup and the 1-0 pitch. And a fastball here that's taken for ball 2.
Okay,
Not
2
the
balls,
ideal
no
spot to be
strikes.
right here. 2-0 count on a real good hitter. Boy, you're going to have to make some really
try
good
one.
pitches now.
Gets the
Cut
corner,
fastball in
finally.
for a strike 2-1.
Call is for changeup, low part of the zone. I agree with that. Swing and a miss on that changeup as it dips
Great
low.
off-speed pitch right there. He was definitely sitting fastball, wanted to turn and burn. Everything went flying. This pitcher might be on the attack with that pitch all game long.
Slider
And he swings on
gets a
top of one
tap
here
at the
and chops
plate.
it foul right at home
Still
plate.
early on it. But I think the call... I don't remember what the call was, but I'm going to go high inside fastball. Swing and a miss.
He couldn't connect on the 2-seamer.
That'll be Wilson Contreras down on strikes.
So here's how the both
First
sides
out
are
of the inning.
positioning themselves defensively. And let's take a look at Yasiel Puig, a lightning rod in our sport, but he can play some D. Covers a lot of territory out there, and do not come around third base and send this guy home. He has one of the best arms in the game.
To the plate now is the designated hitter, Chad Bailey. He'll get to take his first cuts here.
Bailey.
Now, oddly enough, I could have sworn that Chad Bailey had been taking Jason to task this last year, but it might have just been in the postseason game, which I haven't been tracking nearly as closely as I have the regular season.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. And this is just
Postseason
off the
ball
outside
is just
corner
kind of a
for
different
ball,
beast
1-0.
than the regular season. You know, there's just so many fewer games, and you have so much less chance to demonstrate your abilities in them. Especially
Now
for
the
starting
1-0.
pitchers who play 1 out of every 5, like 4 or 5
Chop
games.
foul right by home plate,
depending on
and
how
it's a
they're
ball and a
used.
strike. Bases are empty, 1 man out.
One time, right here. Big hit right here. Here we go.
Trying to
2
cutter
balls and a strike
high
to the
out of the
Yankees'
zone,
first
and that's
baseman.
2-1.
2 balls, 1 strike.
How about a curveball? Swing and a miss on one that finds the outside corner.
Oh, he's got that beautiful 12-6 curveball, doesn't he? It's part of what makes him as good as he is, and he has a lot of confidence in it. He'll even throw it behind the count at times.
Change up low.
So
it's a full count.
Full now at 3-2.
Once again, I don't feel obliged to give him a meatball.
Here you go. Let it fly right here.
So if I walk him, I walk him. I'm not too concerned about it. But in this case, that's going to be a nice little pop-up for Tony Kemp out there at second.
And he's got it for
that'll
out number 2.
Out number 2.
Here's Miguel Andujar now. He's ready for his first at-bat of this early season contest. And he'll power in a fastball
low ball that
gets
called a strike.
Strike 1. Bases are empty here with 2 men out.
Questionable call even by my standards, but I'm not the ump.
Drilled to the right
Grounder
side.
gets out to the gap, and that'll be man on first with one away.
So the 2-out base hit, and the top of the inning is still alive.
Did I say one away? Of course, meant 2 away.
One too many times. Back-to-back fastballs. Hitter was able to keep his hands through, deliver a nice line drive.
Batting 8. Left
Into the box now, Clint Frazier. As the first pitch to him is a changeup that can't find the zone. It's ball 1. Frazier, a native of Georgia. He was a first-round pick back in the draft of 2013.
Yeah, he has turned himself into a really nice ball player.
Okay, that's 2-0 now, once again.
But you know what? They didn't miss with this pick either. You go into high rounds and you carve out a career the way this guy has.
Okay.
Nice pick.
Takes the changeup down the middle. Now the call's for an inside cutter.
Over at the knees.
Takes that
That's
one,
the
too.
second strike.
So how about one of them sliders on the outside corner? See what you like about that. Swing and a miss.
As the slider sets him down
That'll
for
end the
the
inning.
final out of the inning. Yanks lead 1. They're down 4-0. Next for New York, David Ramirez, and he is off to a dreadful start at the plate as he has not hit the ball well at all in the month of April.
Okay, well, no more runs, now that we really need them at 4-0. So it's top of the third with no outs, and Mr. David Ramirez, I think, at the plate.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. This is skied into short left
Pop
center.
fly out to
on it
left
is
field.
Benintendi.
Andrew
Looks
Benintendi
it into
flies
his
in
glove,
and pulls
there's
it in
one
for the
gone.
first out.
Striding in, Pedro Diaz. He singled his last time up.
Center fielder, Pedro Diaz.
Here comes the first pitch. And he turns on
Connects
one,
on a
sending it high and
changeup
deep
that
to
Jason
right.
left up in the
Puig
zone, and that
looking up.
one is gone. Pedro Diaz connects with a nice little
A
changeup.
solo shot here to
Sending it
straightaway
way
right
out
field.
there.
First home run of the campaign for him. As they get on the board, it's 4-1 now.
It's the first time he's come to the plate against Jason, and he has taken him to
They're
task.
still down a few, but a solo shot will make them feel a lot better about themselves. They're not being shut out, and now they know they can get to this guy.
Well, Jason has never claimed to be invincible at the plate or at the mound, so
Now batting, shortstop.
And that'll
it's
bring
important
up
to stay
Tyler
humble.
Wade. As the first
Realize
pitch to him
that
is
you have
swung on and missed for
weaknesses.
strike 1.
Recognize that guys can always get to you. Just pull your pants up and try it again.
The windup and the 0-1. This is line
Sprayed
to
out there to
and
left field.
into
That's
the
Tyler
outfield
Wade
for
getting
one-out
himself a base hit, and that's man on first with one away.
Boy, there's another
got
base
one
hit.
run
This is
across
just kinda
already
like
in
that
this
gift
inning,
that
and now
just
we got a
keeps
man on
giving,
first.
D-Roll. Both teams piling up the hits, and we're just in the third inning.
Yeah, their ears were open on both sides during the pitchers meeting today. Good plan at the plate, a lot of execution from the offensive side on both sides.
Giancarlo Stanton is at the plate as he looks at ball
Yeah,
one.
Jason again
Wade leads off first with one
doesn't
away.
usually have this kind of trouble with hitters. But ever since spring training, he's been getting
wow, a very
chewed
high
up
strike, but a
at the
strike
plate.
nonetheless, and it's 1-1.
He's been doing pretty well as far as limiting runs is concerned so far. But you know, we're used to seeing him go 6 or 7 or 8 innings scoreless, and we haven't seen that yet this year.
Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its
Swing and a
way.
miss.
Swing and a
Giancarlo
miss as he
Stanton
ran
goes
that
down on
two-seamer right by
strikes.
him for the second out.
That'll be the
Talk
second
about
out.
blowing it by a guy. Geez, I mean, that fastball was way behind him when the swing came through the zone. I have to think he was looking for something off speed, and he just couldn't pull the trigger on that fastball.
Yeah, 94 miles an hour. Certainly not the speed of, say, his brother, who,
Standing in
in our
now,
little
Kenny
test stream the other night,
As the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike one.
was throwing
According to the
98
career
in his
numbers on the
first
back
year in
of his
Double-A.
baseball card, Vargas launched the 100th home run of his major
Here goes
league career
man.
in yesterday's
Throw.
game, looking for 101 here.
Nice hop
And he
in,
skips in
but
as he steals the
not
bag
in time,
easily.
so
It was pretty obvious. he
Tyler
would likely
Wade
be on
finds
the move
himself
with
a
2 outs,
stolen
and
base.
I'm sure the defense knew it too, but he has
with 2
lightning
away in the
speed
inning,
and
so
was
that'll
able to take the
put
bag
him on
anyways.
second.
From the belt, kicks and deals, fouled off.
Now Kenny Vargas pops one
Runner in
out.
scoring position at second with 2 down.
Try a slider inside,
Missed with a
way
slider.
inside. That's not where I wanted
Great
it.
take right there. Great pitch recognition to let that one go. Opposite-handed, that's coming across the plate. You might think you got a shot to stay inside that one.
But he's still coming on these early, so I'm going to go ahead and give him a changeup outside.
Here he comes again, 1-2. And this one's
Gets
tapped
contact
foul
with
to
that
home
one.
plate.
6 pitches, going on 43 pitches at the end of the third. So
Another
not the most
1-2
efficient
delivery.
outing for Jason
He
ever.
hammers it to deep
Oh
right
dear,
field.
this one's going long. And this one
trouble it
bounces
is.
off
It's
the
down for
warning
extra
track,
bases.
and it's going to be a double. RBI
As he
double for
arrives
Kenny
at second
Vargas.
without a play, as
Tyler
a
Wade
run
comes in to
also
score,
comes
and
in to
now it's
score,
2-4.
making it a 2-run ball game.
That is what every manager is looking for out of the middle of his lineup. When you get your 3, 4, and
Right
5
off the
hitters
crotch of the
producing
wall.
this early in the season, it can be contagious, and everyone in the lineup starts to contribute.
Stepping in now, Wilson Contreras.
Wilson Contreras now makes contact, and that's going to be Kenneth Vargas coming home for a run on the single.
And this will not be close, and the run will score easily.
Yeah, Dan, he's got to feel pretty good about that. Not only did he have a great AB, first pitch hack.
Oh, dear.
He smoked that ball.
Jason's
Mixed in a ribby
self-destructing a
knock.
little bit here in his third outing of the year.
Walking into that batter's box, and he had an idea of the pitch that he was going to get.
Oh, and this is hit high and deep out to
That
left.
one is out there to the
Maybe
warning
not, as
track,
this
and
stays
Andrew
up in the
Benintendi
air
can
long
pull it
enough
in to
be
end the
hauled in out
bleeding,
there.
but
False alarm.
goodness.
That ends the inning. So 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and a man
Bad
left
day
on.
for Jason
We'll head
today
down to
so
the home
far.
half of inning number
See if we can't mend the see if
Digging
we
in now
can't
for the
stop the
Yankees,
bleeding a little
Miguel
bit. Boston
Andujar.
pulls one back, so we are still up
First
5-3.
looking very good
going into
far
the
in this one,
fourth.
but we're still in the middle innings. They're down by
But
a couple
Jason
of runs, and this would be the
allowing
right
a
place
lot
at
of
the right
hits, a
time
lot of
to keep
runs.
something going.
There
The
goes
last thing you
another
wanna
one.
do
Miguel
is to try to
Andujar
come from
gets
behind
himself
and
2
win
for
this
2
one
on
in
the day,
8th or 9th
leading
inning.
off the inning with a
They've
base
gotten their
hit.
hits in deep counts. They've gotten their hits in early counts. This has been a real onslaught.
Yeah, you can look at it one of 2 ways, Matty. Either they have a ton of respect for the man on the mound, and they are just going to ambush tactics, and it seems to work for them. Or you can look at it the other way. They're just getting lucky.
Hey, wait for a good one and drive, and I'll pick one out.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Hit hard
There's
on the
one
ground
back
to
up the
second,
middle, and now
that's
Clint
through for
Frazier has got
base
himself a
hit.
base
Make
hit.
him 1 for 2 in this one.
It's the
On to
third
baseman,
that one was
but
going
it's
off the
mark.
wall out there. Nobody advances, fortunately.
I mean, he absolutely smoked that baseball right there.
But this is the fourth inning with no outs, and we've already got allowed 8 hits. So Jason is getting destroyed out here by these Yankee bats.
Pretty good chance, though, D-Row. He should have been standing on second base with a double.
First offering on its way. A swing
and there's another one going yard.
And it's gone.
David Ramirez goes yard with a 3-run shot over the monster. And it is now 6-5 Yankees, and Jason just looking bewildered out here in the fourth.
And this one gives him the lead at 6-5.
Well, he won his last start, but he didn't give up any long balls. He's already given up 2 here, so he's got his work cut out for him if he's going to get the W in this one. He's going to have to start keeping the ball in the yard for starters.
Ball 1 to start the at-bat.
You know, I was starting to feel, I was going into this one feeling pretty confident that Jason didn't have to face the likes of Malik Smith and Aaron Judge and some of these other big-name Yankee stars that we know in our day and age. But now it looks like they got a couple new players out here on these Yankees that could really give Jason a run for his money.
He reached on a single last time and later wound up scoring. First pitch on its way. No balls and 1 strike. 3 runs already home here.
Really don't want to give up any more runs today because he's already. Jason has already given up 6 runs in 3 innings. I mean, we're at 3 1/3 right now, and we're still not at the end of this mess yet.
Yankee shortstop behind in the count 1-2.
Pretty good pitch and a great take there. There's not a lot you could do with that slider breaking down and in unless you can catch it way out front and hook it down the line. You see a lot of swinging.
Bad one for Jason today so far.
2-2.
Try a curveball. Might as well. Swing and a miss.
That's strike 3.
Get a strikeout on Tyler Wade, and that'll be the 2nd out of the inning.
That's a pretty sad attempt at hitting a baseball right there. No doubt he was completely fooled because that was a curveball, and it looked like he was late on a curveball. That tells me he gave up on it right till the very end, and obviously there was nothing he could do.
No swing on that low fastball. Jason now going on 60 pitches in the 4th inning. He's had some bad outings, but this one is one of the worst he's had in a long time. Seems entirely likely he's going to be gone by about the 5th inning.
And the changeup is way
twitches
low
at that
time.
one, but does not swing.
Well, I think he just kind of lost focus on the mound right there. It's clearly not going his way, and he's thinking more about that than the task at hand. And right now he needs to think about this hitter.
2 balls and 2 strikes now.
All right, let's try this slider, see if we can't get Giancarlo Stanton swinging and missing. And once again, not there at least.
Right side.
Bounces foul.
6 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error on the Yankee line score so far.
So we'll try a cutter high outside, swing and a miss, get him swinging, and that'll get Jason out of the inning at least, but we'll see if they bother putting him back out there on the mound next inning. It's looking pretty bad for Jason so far.
Digging in and looking for more.
Well, Boston does give Jason back the lead, but it's more through failure on Henderson Alvarez's part, I'm guessing, than it is on Jason. You know, any kind of excellence on the part of the Red Sox. Excuse me.
Infield in the
so if Jason wins this one, it's entirely despite himself, which, like I've said for a long time, pitcher wins and losses are not indicative of the quality of the player's performance on the field.
Best stuff in this game, something both lineups have certainly taken advantage of.
Swing and a miss on that one high in the zone. Good timing on that. Give him a curveball outside. We might as well use as much showtime as we feel like because I can't imagine Jason's going to be out here for long. Swing and a miss. Kenny Vargas goes down on strikes, and that'll be the first out of the inning.
Going to have his big-time heater. Neither of that came to fruition. Tip of the cap to both offenses for pounding the baseball today.
So that'll be six strikeouts so far in the game, and only the fourth, fifth inning.
Catchers. First pitch of the at-bat. Soft liner to the left side.
And
an easy
Adam Frazier ranges over to pull that one in from Wilson Contreras, and that'll be the second out.
Ready once again, Chad Bailey. 0 for 2 on his line thus far.
Designated hitter.
First pitch.
Oh, I don't like
on
that
its way.
Execution. Twitches at that one, but doesn't swing.
Hey, 2 outs, nobody on, and a power hitter up. This is where, as a pitcher, you got to use the hitter's aggression against him. Get him to fish a little bit. Something
change
a little
up
more
inside.
out of the zone than normal.
Count now, a ball and a strike.
Hey, get your pitch. Let's go.
The 1-1.
Starting to wonder if it's the beard that's caused all the problems here, because Jason was doing fine with that Lemmy Kilmister beard last year. It's just that once we started spring training with the El Presidente, that Jason started to have a little trouble. So
Hit the other way out
he is a known and notorious superstitious fellow when it comes to his hair. So it might be that we see Jason changing things up here in the next couple games. So they'll leave Jason in going into the 6th. Looks like the Yankees' relief pitching has stopped the bleeding on their side.
Here's the first pitch to him.
Find out if Jason can hang in here for at least one more inning, just so they don't have to use a heck of a lot more relievers.
That has always been his bugaboo. And that's exactly what happened here. I know he's ahead 0-1, but he's finding the harder to play.
Nice little pop up to right field, and Puig is there to pull it in. That's one away.
Into the box now, Clint Frazier.
Still not used to seeing Puig out there with that blue glove of his. I get that it's kind of a Dodgers affectation, which works when you're on the Dodgers, which, incidentally, Puig is no longer on the Dodgers. He's been traded to the Cincinnati Reds this offseason. But clobbered to center field, little short bloop. That'll be Clint Frazier on base with one away. They will leave Jason in to face David Ramirez, who took a 3-run shot off of Jason earlier. And he pretty well hammered that cutter there in that same spot that's being called for.
Here comes the first pitch.
Get one over. How about a curveball, same spot, taps it there at the plate. He was early on it. So how about a slider outside corner? I feel no obligation to get it in the zone exactly.
That misses, says the home plate.
Keeps him looking.
1-2. Where it misses, I'm not quite sure.
No swing on the changeup low, and that'll make it 2-2.
Man, this at bat has changed quickly from 0-2 now to 2-2. A good job.
Swing and a miss.
Discipline by this
fastball up. Clint Frazier goes down on his second strikeout of the game.
Swinging. David Ramirez goes down for
no, excuse me, that was David Ramirez. That was.
Got him with a good high fastball there. Danny, we see a lot of that pitch in strikeout situations these days. What makes it so effective?
I think, Matt, what makes it such a tough pitch is you're changing eye levels. That fastball up looks so enticing to hit that you think you see that ball.
Swing and a miss. Cutter
but it's
up
really
in the zone
to get on top of that good high hard fastball.
He's 2 for 3 and looking for more here. And it's 1-1.
Curveball doesn't quite make it back to the zone.
Breaking ball right there. Good job by the batter to take that pitch, work the count even.
Swing and a miss on another one that's lower out of the zone.
A runner on first.
Going hunting for that one. It was early on it, so the call is for changeup low outside. I like it. Let's do it. And he gets caught looking. Change the channel, sir. You just got caught looking.
One left for the Yankees.
So that'll be 6 innings in Jason, and I think that's about all they're going to ask of him today, because he's running the risk of giving up even more runs the longer he stays out here.
Phil Maton.
And indeed, Phil Maton comes out here with a 1.23 ERA, hopefully to keep these guys shut down, or at the very least keep the runs to a minimum as we close this one out. Jason having probably the worst game of his in a couple of years, with 6 runs allowed on 2 home runs. I guess we'll find out how well the Red Sox do in his absence. Survey says...
Well, baseball is a game of streaks and runs, so a 4-game skid happens to even the best of teams. The key is they didn't panic or press. They just came out here.
Well, it's honestly one to forget for Jason today, pitching 6 innings, allowing 10 hits and a walk for 6 runs, including 2 home runs and a David Ramirez 3-run shot. He goes to 2-0 on the season despite his poor performance. Goes to 48 and 32 in his career. His ERA has gone to 4.05. His FIP is at 3.51, and his xFIP is at 3.51. So that is going to do it for me. Until next time, I'm Tyrant Saber, and I will see you at the ballpark.